Okay, so this is our laser game. I've got the simple version without images yet, and I'm going to show you how to add a second enemy. That's enemy I'm going to call a boss. It's going to have a health bar, and it'll be a little bit different than the other enemy. So it'll be maybe later on we'll only show that boss at level 2, but for now it'll start right at the beginning. So I'm actually going to copy enemy right here. Control C, and instead of calling him enemy, I'll call it boss. Okay, and up here where I declare, I'm just going to say comma boss. So here is me declaring my variables. Here is me setting up my variables, and now it's all ready. I just need to draw it. So let's go right where I have an enemy and copy that code. So I'm not going to move it for now. I'm actually just going to draw the boss. So let's. I don't know if the boss might move differently. So I'm going to go boss.x, boss.y, boss.w, boss.height. I'm not going to see it because the enemy starts off screen. So let's make the boss start on screen. So where's the boss? It's X is 680, that's off screen. Let's go 400. Okay, so that's our boss. Now let's go and change the color. Boss is going to look a little different. You should change the image probably, but let's say the boss is green. Okay, so we got a boss. Now we want it to act a little differently. So how do we do that? I'm going to go up and give the boss a health. Okay, so you see how the boss has an X, a Y, a width, a height, a speed, but let's give the boss a health. And let's say its health is 50. Okay? I think I need to put a comma here. Perfect. So now that boss is health. Before we start, this isn't really like, you don't have to do it this way, but a lot of times I'll see people that they'll start coding something and they can't see it, right? And then they're like, why is it not working? And then they ask me, why is it not working? And I go there and I can't see it. What I'm saying is I can't see the health. And it's very hard to code something I can't see. So there's a couple ways I can see the health, meaning I want the user to see it. So one, I can put the text right there. So right after I draw the boss, I can do a text, and I can say health, and then the health will be boss.health. Okay, and that's going to be a 1020. Let's go, actually 10's good. Let's go 60, right? So that's the boss's health, right? But doesn't it make actual sense to put the health of the boss where the boss is? So not at 10, 60, but at boss.x, boss.y, and then let's change the color so that, actually that looks good. Okay, so that's a way to see. And even if you didn't want to do that, even let's say you were like, well, Mr. Russo, I don't want to see the health. Well, I suggest you still do it for while you're coding, because now I can code it and I can see how the variable changes. The only other thing is I'll just show you a trick. Instead, if I don't want to display the health as a number, well, games usually use a health bar. Health bar is just a rectangle. So again, I want to draw a health bar at pretty much where the boss is, but I probably want to do it above the boss, so maybe like 50, minus 50, okay? And what do I want the width of the health bar to be? Well, actually, I want the width of the health bar to be his current health. And I want the height to not be the boss's height. I want it to be like narrow, because health bars are narrow. So now, right above the boss, I have the boss's health bar. Okay? It's important to see that I displayed the variable before I modified it, because now, when I code actually hitting the boss, I'll see the health go down. Okay? And 50, minus 50 seems a little too much. I want it tighter. So why not maybe minus 20? Okay, so look at that. The boss is going there, and if I hit it, I want its health to go down. right? So let's do that. We have collision code right here. This says if the laser hits the enemy, then do something. Well, let's copy. Hey guys, I'm recording a video. If you can quiet down, please. So instead of the laser, we still want to know if the laser hits something, only we want to know if the laser hit the boss. Okay, and the boss might not be dead, so I don't want to go up the score, and I don't want to respawn the enemy. I do still want to get rid of the laser because I don't want it to hit again and again. This gets rid of the laser, moves the laser. But what do we want to do? We want to reduce the boss's health. Boss.health equals boss.health minus, let's say 10. Okay. Awesome, eh? And the only other thing I might say is, here is if we just reduced the boss's health. Now I want to say if the boss is dead. If boss.health is less than 10, then like get out of here. Boss.x equals, and then I don't know, some big number off screen. Okay, so you can move that like a regular enemy, only he takes multiple hits. You might also do something where he teleports, you know, and maybe I'll show you how to do that in a future video. Okay, but I could do with random. I could do this. I'm trying to think of on the fly of a way to do it. Like if I wanted the boss to teleport, let's say the boss. Here, I'm sort of spitballing here. I should end the video, but I'm saying, like, let's say we want some different movement. Well, I could say I want the boss to teleport around, because sometimes like bad bosses do that, right? So boss.x gets a random number. boss.y, and this is why I didn't really want to do this, because now I have to like spitball, like, well, how do I make it not move so fast, Mr. Russo? Right? Maybe I'll actually do random. Right? Because it's moving way too fast, the user's never going to hit it. So I only want, and that's happening because draw happens 60 times a second. So I might say, you know what, I'm going to use random again. I'm going to say, those of you that play D&D would understand this, I'm going to roll like a 20-sided die. And I'm only going to move if it's like 1. So let's say random between 1 and make it a 10-sided die, so 10% of the time. So I'm going to say let chance equal random. Okay? So chance is a number between 1 and 10, and now I only want to move the boss 1 out of 10 times. So let if chance is equal to 1. Okay? So now it won't move as much because it's only going to move 1 out of 10 times. Only doesn't seem to be working at all. What'd I do wrong there? Yeah, let chance equal random 1 to 10 if chance equals 1. So I actually don't know what's happening here. It should work, right? So I'm going to show you how I debug. I say, Mr. Russo, I don't know, it should be happening. I look at this code, it should be happening. First off, I want to know what chance is, so let's display the text of chance. Because I have a feeling it's never equal to 1, and that's the problem. So let's display on the screen chance. And I probably got to do it down a bit. 70. Ah. Okay, so in this language, I'm new to this language. In this language, random a random number, that's a decimal, so it'll never equal 1 because it's got all these decimal values. So I've got to find a way how to cut it, but for my purposes, like I would have to find a way to round it, but for my purpose, I could just say less than 2. Okay? So now the boss randomly moves around, you know, depending on how to do it. Now, if you liked something like that, you could do something like that, or you could still move it like the other one. So, yeah, that's a boss.